Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of August 6th. Before we get started, first we have a special shout out to Patreon subscribers Mario Casillas and Rhett Pally Rocks. Thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate it a lot. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the Mythic Plus affixes for this week. This week we have Fortified, Storming, and Bursting. If there's anything lastly you need to do for this expansion, this would be a very good week to do it. Last bit of gearing up for the expansion, the last bit of just doing whatever you wanted to do Mythic Plus wise. This would be a good time to do it. We have some nice easy affixes here. Of course, we're going to be saying goodbye to these affixes in the War Within when it actually launches here in just a couple weeks, which is probably the biggest story to go on here, is that we are very, very close to the War Within. So yeah, Fortified, Storming, and Bursting. Let's talk about what's going on in-game this week. We do have the Darkmoon Fair this week, so you can go do that stuff. Worth noting here that as far as currency goes, so we had Warbands launch. If you go to your currency tab, right, you can go and look at things that are just transferable or whatever with Warbands. So if it has a little fire thing next to it, campfire, that means it's Warband transferable. I don't know exactly where the Darkmoon tickets are here, but Darkmoon tickets are transferable. Here they are. So you can actually transfer these now if you're trying to get stuff for Darkmoon Fair. Figured I'd throw that out there. You know, most currencies are, not all of them are, but most currencies are transferable. We still have a few days left on Trial of Style. If you want to take part in the Trial of Style, there are some things in there that they added during Dragonflight. Maybe you've done Trial of Style in the past when it first came out. And you're coming back for the War Within. Trial Style does have a few new things if you want to go in there and try that out. Obviously, you can do that. PvP Brawl is Arethi Blizzard. And the weekly event is the Timewalking for Legion, which is actually one that seems to be one that people enjoy quite a bit, as Legion was enjoyed quite a bit. So it kind of makes sense there. But Legion Timewalking, of course, Legion dungeons are more modern day as well. And so I think that is some of it as well, too. So let's talk about the pre-patch event now. So we had the pre-patch launch, and pre-patch started off a bit slow, a bit clunky even in a lot of ways. It wasn't too clunky, at least for me, but it was very slow. So when they first launched the pre-patch, it was an hour-and-a-half intervals between events, and it was a one-time only thing, right? I will chalk this up to being a PTR thing. So not many people test this on the PTR. Not many people, you know, if they test it in-house or whatever too, it's not going to be that many people. So like, oh yeah, this is fine. It takes us like a half hour, because think if only a handful of people are doing it, right? Oh, this takes us like 30 minutes to do. Maybe it takes, if there's only a few people, it takes us 45 minutes to do. We sit there, do it, and then we go back and wait for the next one or whatever. However, in practice, regardless of how silly the event is, right, or how easy it is or whatever, there's going to be tens, hundreds of thousands, dare I say a million people across all shards and everything doing these events. And, you know, on your own shard, you might have, you know, hundreds and hundreds of people there doing it at any given time, or at least in the hundreds of people doing everybody is damaging everything at one time, especially when it first starts. And the point of all this being is that the events go a lot quicker and a lot more fast paced. And if you're not there within the first 5 minutes, you're going to completely miss out on it. So they did quickly, and in my opinion, so quickly that they probably had these fixes already ready in case they needed them. They probably said, okay, we're going to go live with this. And if it's too slow, then we're going to change it like this. Because these fixes happen very quickly, and they're actually good fixes. So luckily you don't have to worry about the old way. The old way definitely wasn't that good. But now it's on in every hour, and it's repeatable. So if you don't get there right at the hour, let's say one starts at 1 o'clock, you log on at 1:30, you can still go there and do that one for 1 o'clock. Like, that's the difference, basically. You can also kind of just repeatedly do events and get like lower amounts of the currency, residual memories or whatever it's called. You can go get lower amounts and just keep doing them over and over. It's farmable. Honestly, I have all the collectible stuff already, and I barely am even trying. I haven't even done. Haven't done any in a couple days even, and you know it was quite easy to get everything. Even in the old method it was easy, but with the new method it's actually quite easy. So if you do want to take part of it, maybe like I don't know if I want to bother doing this. It is quite easy just to get the few collectible things that you can get from the stuff. Maybe you like the transmog as well for the gear, or maybe you want to gear up your character. Of course, all these residual memories are also transferable. We just talked about the Darkmoon Faire currency, so you just go to your currency tab. It's the only thing in War Within right now, and you can just click on transfer, and then it's going to transfer to whatever character you're logged on to. So you can transfer from to the character that you're logged on to. So you want to just log on the character that you want to obtain the stuff, and then transfer it all to them, or whatever, however you want to do that. So that's the pre-patch event. It's nothing super special. I thought maybe I didn't do it in the PTR. I always think these things could use like a bit of like world bosses or something that they spawn, just for these once expansion things, really, that are, and they, of course, you just take them out of the game when the expansion launches or whatever. You don't just keep them in forever. But I always thought that would be cool, but it is what it is. It's a pre-patch event. We kind of talked about that. Pre-patch events are just usually slightly better than normal events that they put into the normal patch cycles in the game. And this one, pretty much similar, I guess. I wouldn't even say this one's that much better. It's like a decent one or whatever, but you know, it's not a big deal. No, I honestly, the only pre-patch event that's been memorable for me was Burning Crusade. And in all honesty, that's just because it was the first one and it was like very nostalgic or whatever to look back at that. The other thing I wanted to talk about that's not directly in game, but World of Warcraft put out in their social media stuff tomorrow, and it's like a close-up view of Zaltaleth, and it's in a style of those shorts that they did. I know they did them in Shadowlands. I don't remember. They did. I think they might have done a couple in Dragonflight as well, but I don't know if they did like the whole series of them before Dragonflight launched. I can't remember that. I could be wrong. I don't remember them doing a series of these things before Shadowlands before Dragonflight launched. However, they did the ones with Shadowlands, like with Uther. Uther is the one that I remember the best, but they did like one for each Covenant kind of for Shadowlands. And this could be basically like a little short story of Zaltaleth, which could be very interesting in like developing her character and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be very that's what most people think it is, because that's kind of what the artwork looks like. So I'll be very interested to watch that. If it's really, really cool, I'll even do like a react video to it. If that is the case, right? We're assuming a lot of things here. But if it is the case, and it's cool, I'll even do like a react to it or whatever, because I really enjoyed those Shadowlands ones. I enjoyed the Shadowlands ones a lot. It was always a shame that Shadowlands, the story just kind of never developed in the way that you might have thought it would have, and so it ended up not being very good. Obviously, Shadowlands wasn't that good, but you know, I was hyped for these things when they first came out, and I was like, well, if they keep developing that'll be good. So we'll see what they do with Zaltaleth. We'll see what they do with this presumed video, but we'll go from there when it does come out, if it does come out. Other than that, I've just, for me personally playing the game, obviously pre-patch event was a big thing. I geared up one of my characters. I'll probably end up, since this is so fast to do this pre-patch event, I'll probably end up gearing up 2 or 3 more characters, at least up to that initial 480 item level that they start at with the gear that drops from the pre-patch event. And I'll probably have, you know, just have my alts ready to level up as well for War Within when it comes out in just a couple weeks once again. So very excited for that. And that's pretty much what I've been doing. I'm still plugging away at Mythic Plus, trying to get all my gear upgraded. I still have to upgrade my 2 crafted items, and then I'll pretty much be done. I never got a myth track item on like a couple slots, but I don't care. But I just want to do that. Also, just been having fun just mindlessly padding in Mythic Plus as well, just seeing how much damage we can do. Obviously I talk about Ret a lot in the channel. Ret's AoE is very, very strong, especially on big pulls. And, you know, honestly, I hope we don't get nerfed because I don't know how much they even know how strong we are, but I've been having fun doing that as well. So pre-patch event, just finishing up gear, like tidying up, right? Clean out your bank. You know, go to your bank right now, clean it out. Go clean out your bank. Get your bags ready, stuff like that. I've done that on my alts, not on my main character because I'm still kind of actively playing him. I did clear out my bank, but my bags are still absolutely disgusting. That'll have to be done here shortly. But you know, go clean up your stuff. Get ready for the expansion. It's a big thing, and if you play multiple characters, it can take a while to do it. So you know, stop putting it off and go do it. Okay, so that'll be it for this one. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. If you're already a subscriber, I encourage you to check out the Patreon. And other than that, everybody have a good one.